trying to figure out if the MPC is a little overwhelming, the MPC One. Today I want to talk to you about the MPC One. As you can see in the title, the MPC One to me is a great tool. I had the MPC 1000 back in the day, and I made tons of beats on it, although I wasn't as advanced in knowledge of music theory or anything of that nature as I am now. But back then I had a little bit of knowledge, and it was more fun back then and everything, making beats and everything. Been doing it for so long. But my getting off track here, but my main topic today is trying to figure out if the MPC is a little overwhelming, the MPC One. So if you have your MPC One fully maxed out, and when I say maxed out, I mean linked to your Splice account, a whole bunch of the kits that you can buy from Akai or anywhere else, like the So 100 brand. You put so much stuff into this thing because it allows you to. It allows you to put just tons of music, loops, sounds, drum kits, everything. You just put anything you want in there, audio-wise. Doesn't have plugins. But, you know, there's a workaround for that too. I figured out how to go to Nexus and go to Omnisphere and record plugins and put them in key groups, and now I have my plugins if I just put in the time and work. So it's unlimited in what it can do audio-wise. And sometimes I wonder if, like, when I whip out my MPC One, or it's on my desk and I'm using it, sometimes I don't even know where to start or where to begin. I feel overwhelmed. I feel like there's too many choices, so many choices. So that could be a gift and a curse. The gift is that you have all that at your fingertips, and if you have the inspiration and you feel the flow and, you know, everything feels right and straight and good, then boom, you can just go, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know about you, but that doesn't happen too often with me. I usually have to build inspiration. So whether that may be watching a couple of beat making videos from other people, watching people like Bless Beats, Lifted Noise, Ficus Beats, Pain One, who's my favorite producer. And anyway, so watching these people sometimes gives me inspiration, but it's hit or miss. Sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes I just have to fire up the equipment and just go. And I just kind of remember working on my iPad, doing Beatmaker 3. That didn't happen as much. And I think that didn't happen as much because my iPad Pro, I've always had an iPad Pro since they come out. So this is the, oops, don't want to show that. This is the iPad Pro with the folio keyboard or whatever. It's extremely portable. Not to say that my MPC One is not portable, but it was just easier to just whip this out and just go. You know, just make whatever. You necessarily don't need a MIDI keyboard, although if need be, I have this little guy that can fit in my book bag, which does make things more portable, but I rarely use it. Even if I do have it, I don't use it much. And also, I have this. It's an old piece of Akai MPC Element, which works perfectly with Beatmaker. You map it out to the iPad app Beatmaker 3, and you can even go as far as all the controls work. All these play, stop, record, all that stuff works in Beatmaker. So you can use almost everything. The tap, tempo, everything works on Beatmaker 3 with this. So this is extremely portable too. So as you can see, the whole kit is that. And a wire. So that's to say that that's really portable. Now the MPC One, which I've made extremely portable. It's pretty portable, man. It's pretty light. You know, I have this. I haven't made another video where I showed you how I did this. So this, I don't ever take it off, and it's connected to it, and it always, you know, sits right up where I need it. I have this battery. I have two of these, which showed you before in the other video I made. Just connects like that, man. And boom, plug in some headphones and you have 100% portability. So because of that, I can't really say it's the portability of it that's leading me to more beat block than usual. I'd have to say it's being overwhelmed. Because they made everything so good and so easy. With Beatmaker 3 on the iPad, I can also download Splice into here, but it doesn't work. It's not as smooth as the MPC One. I have to download from the Splice app, into the iPad folder, and then I have to move everything from there to the Beatmaker 3 folder, which is fine and it works good. Hold on. Come in. I'm recording a video. So anyway, it works fine and it works good, but you still have to transfer all the files from Splice over to the Beatmaker 3 folder. So, you know, a lot of times you don't want to mess with that. And it kind of forces me to just go with what I have. So there are some plugins that the Beatmaker 3 has. You can download synthesizers and such from the App Store, and they work smooth with the Beatmaker 3 app. So you have that, you have plugins and everything, but if I had to say Beatmaker 3 versus the MPC One, I love the MPC One because it gives me the nostalgic feel of what I'm used to, what I started on and all that. But as far as like getting started, less beat block and all that, it seems like it's easier for me to pick up the iPad and make a beat than it is on the MPC One. I get stuck, and I think that's just because I'm overwhelmed with so many options. So, and to be honest with you, I haven't touched Fruity Loops on my MacBook in probably 6 months. So I don't know. I'm having a ton of beat block right now, and I'm not being productive as far as making beats or anything. I start and I just never finish anything, and it's hard for me to see a beat all the way through nowadays. And maybe I have a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, and maybe that's affecting it too. But I just noticed that with the MPC, I just feel overwhelmed when I start it up. I kind of get a little anxious because there's so much. I don't know what direction to go. And I've never had that problem before. I've always started with the drums, or I've always started with the melody. It didn't matter, and I would build my own inspiration from there. With the MPC One, I started up, and sometimes I'm kind of lost, and I don't know where to go from there. So I don't know if this is happening to anybody else out there. If it is, leave it down in the comments below. But you know, I just want to hear what you guys think about that. You know, I try to make excuses and say, well, it's not portable, but then I solve that issue. My MPC One, I can carry to work with me in my book bag. And from one of my previous videos, as you can see, I was broke down on the side of the road on my work truck, and I made a beat from start to end right then and there. So that was where one of those days where inspiration just hit me, and I went with the inspiration. But when you're sitting in your home studio, this where I'm at right now, and you start it up and it's on a Saturday or Sunday and you have time and you don't have much going on, and that's the time you want to utilize and make a beat, then nothing happens for me sometimes. So, and lately, most of the time. So that's my dilemma. And I'm kind of distraught over it a little bit as far as music goes. Not really distraught in the grand scheme of things with life, but distraught over just my, you know, not being able to see my passion through or make a beat. And I've always been able to do that. I'm well-versed a little bit in music theory, well-versed in knowing my way around keys, chords, progressions, and everything. So the knowledge is there, the tools are there, but I think sometimes I'm overwhelmed by the tools. So I have all these loops, drum loops, regular loops, all kind of things, man. And I even run to the dilemma of how much do I want to be original and how much am I okay with looping, with using Splice, because sometimes when I use Splice, I feel like I'm cheating. I'll pull up a Splice and it has the key, it has the BPM, it has everything right there. You load it up and you know, you just add drums and you can layer it. I'll layer it with some other sounds and all that, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, I still feel like that wasn't my original melody, right? So sometimes I like to just make my own melody, and I'll, you know, do progressions and all that too. But I don't know, just lately I just haven't been able to do any of it, even with Splice. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any ideas or any ways for me to get out this little beat block I'm in, put them in the comments below. And I just wanted to give a quick 5 to 10 minute I don't know, I guess vlog on my feelings on the MPC One and Beat Block, and you know, comparison to my iPad and my MacBook, which I probably need to break out and start getting back on Fruity Loops and see what that's like, because I haven't been on it so long. So anyway, all right guys, Adrenaline Beats, I'm out.